At Panuka AgriBiz Hub, we believe in cultivating more than crops. We cultivate people, ideas, and opportunities. That is why we are committed to empowering the next generation of agripreneurs with the knowledge, skills, and mindset needed to succeed. Recently, Panuka AgriBiz Hub was contracted by the Ministry of Youth, Sport, and Arts to deliver a masterclass on creating investment-ready agribusiness ventures and access to finance. During this session, our CEO, Mr. Bruno Mwemba, shared practical strategies on building strong agribusiness models, attracting investment, and embracing innovative, smart agriculture practices that drive sustainable growth.
Today, as part of the commemoration of the International Youth Day, Panuka AgriBiz Hub was contracted to provide financial literacy training to a number of youths coming from across different parts of Zambia, and of course also from South Africa. We saw other youths from Namibia and different other countries. Quite an exciting day to look at access to finance, investment readiness, and we had quite a very enthused group. And some of the stuff that we actually got to cover is just for them first to appreciate what bankability really entails. But before that, we also outlined the problem that exists within financing for agri SMEs. In the Zambian context, the statistics point to the fact that 85% of formal financial services go to large commercial farming enterprises. Then the agri SMEs that are into farming are only getting about 8%, and then the non-farming agri SMEs about 7%. So basically, you actually see that the agri SMEs, both farming and non-farming, are only receiving about 15% of total formal financial services. When you dig deeper into this report, it actually points to the issues around financial literacy, bankability, which simply entails that they're having challenges, basically tick the boxes of the different requirements by different funders. But we also got to explain that bankability, by its definition, is just the acceptability of your funding application by different funders, not necessarily just the bank. And one of the aspects that we underscored is the fact that most of these agri SMEs need to pay attention to who is the funder, because each funder has a different requirements, and of course the investment thesis, and that is something that they actually need to pay attention. And one of the things that we also underscored is to also indicate that fundraising is not an event, but a process that is built over time, given that there's quite a number of documents that you need to put together, there's structure that needs to be built. But I think one of the critical issues that we also got to understand, especially the fact that they're youth, is that there's kind of a hierarchy in the different funding options, savings being the first point and surfaced, and then family and friends being quite a very critical source of funding, especially for those that are into early startups. So I think we underscored the issue around the 6 C's, and I think character emerged quite a big one, credibility, as some of the critical issues that are actually very key towards access to finance. But I think one of the things that we were also happy about is this issue of the data room, and the data room that's actually curated for agri SMEs, from just starting all the way to really high level agri SMEs that are really doing things at scale. So quite an exciting day, and I think we had quite very good feedback, quite an energized grouping, and guess you get to hear quite a number of voices around how this training went.
So I've learned that understanding the problems of agribusiness. So we've been told about how you go about funding. So funding, one of the resources where you can get your funding is through family and friends. So family and your friends are the number one sources where you can get the funding. So, but you need to check what kind of friends do you have there. Are your friends able to fund you? They give you the resources required or not? So even the other thing I've learned about the 6 C's, but I'll just mention maybe 2, which is character and the capital. Yes.
It was my pleasure to attend this program, and I've learned a lot of things. To begin with, I've learned how to build my circle. That meaning the way I interact with people, the friends I make, and also that will help me to be able to acquire financial assistance, yes, in that manner, and the bankability. So from that, I've also learned to how to build trust and also reciprocity. Reciprocity, which means to be able to exchange help or aid to other people. That will help you to be able to acquire, or that will attract other people's attention to help you with the financing in your agribusinesses. Yes, that's what actually stood out for me.
I think today's meeting has been quite interesting and very impactful, especially from a youth point of view, looking at the many things that actually impact us as youth when accessing finance to our different agribusiness activities. One thing that really stood out the most for me was around the 6 C's of bankability, to which character really came out like one of the loudest. Most of the time as youth, we tend to take our social media platforms as platforms just to laugh about and everything, but little do we actually realize that most of the funders or donors actually look to that as one of the first or key thing that they'll actually consider when they are trying to see who actually would be the ideal candidate in terms of funding. The other thing is to do with the data room. Most of the times, as youth, we have all these brilliant ideas, but we do not know how best it is to put all information together. For instance, sometimes you can walk into this room and then you are met with all sorts of funders who at times will ask you, can you give us your elevation pitch? And you have little knowledge about what exactly it is that you want to actually pitch out there. So being ready is actually key. Putting all your legal documents together is also key. So not forgetting what is really key in terms of what is pertaining on the global platform. Most of the proposals that we actually put together will maybe, or lack of a better term, lack one or two things. Are they lacking something to do with ESG in terms of the environmental, social and governance aspect? Are they also speaking to the sustainable development goals, to which we have 18 of them? Are we trying to tackle the issue of zero hunger, which is the second sustainable development goal? Or are they lacking something from the Rio conventions? Are they looking at the UNFCCC? Are they looking at issues around desertification? Or are they looking at issues around conversion of biological diversity? So all those things put together will actually help us to really dig into what it is that we actually want to do in order for us to be sustainable and to forge ahead of all our existing ideas. Thank you.
Through interactive discussions and real-world examples, Panuka AgriBiz Hub demonstrated how agriculture can be transformed into a competitive, profitable, and investment-ready enterprise, even for young people starting out. By equipping the youth with both technical expertise and financial readiness, we are helping to shape a generation of innovative agripreneurs who will feed communities, create jobs, and strengthen Zambia's agricultural economy.
I think financing is one aspect, but also gaining a skill is very important. So it's important for the young people to align their skills to what is available. I'm giving an example of the SNV approach, where we are looking at a specific model, which is a push, match, and pull, where the youth actually are supported, to identify the available opportunities on the market. Then we come to match with what is available, and then now pull the right stakeholders or the players on the market to ensure that their enterprises are supported. Okay, access to finance is another key component. I'm telling you, this is a great opportunity which unlocks most of the youth opportunities, but at the same time we need to identify stakeholders. For example, Panuka, which is a very big thing, where we can align our youth so that they can get as much skills as possible. So having apprentices around, okay, with the stakeholders such as Panuka is key to align and ensure that the youths get the right skills for available opportunities. So I think moving forward, we need to have a very inclusive, integrated, system where we bring all players on the table identify what opportunities are on the market, and match as well as provision of access to finance, so that the young people can increase or boost their enterprises.
Okay, so this program is so beneficial. Like what I've just gotten, or the points that I've gotten from this whole program, is that I've just come to learn that the Ministry of Youth and Sport has actually reserved the land for youths. So like there's 20,000 hectares in Mfumbwe, which is can be given to youth. So like empowering a youth, it creates a positive beneficial for both an individual and the society. Like for an individual, personal development, and also knowledge and skills in agriculture, and also for the society, it reduces social problems.
So me, my takeaway is that, okay, for me, most of the information, I enjoyed the first part of the session. Yeah, but as we went, I saw that behind a lot of things. So otherwise, with this exposure, I know that at least I've learned something. The program that I'm doing, development studies, at least I'm able to read it from now on. Correct.
We should really work on what we are working with. And the second thing is, I accept your challenge. You gave us a challenge in terms of knowing data. We should really know data. I'm lagging behind in some data, but that's the most important thing in the current business world. So those are my key takeaways. Thank you.
I've learned that when you're starting something, start with your own money, then you grow. Don't take a loan to start something.
It was an amazing to learn a lot, and how I wish such can go on so that we can have more knowledge and get more ideas that we never had. So thank you.
You heard for yourselves the feedback from the youth. They are actually looking for more of such trainings. They actually found this training quite useful. And at Panuka AgriBiz Hub, we're actually here to provide this sort of mentorship. And if you're actually looking for an agribusiness, mentor, partner, and I think Panuka AgriBiz is actually your go-to partner. Reach out to us on the contacts that are showing, and we're happy to be your capacity building partner for youth, different agribusiness enterprise that they actually want to get into, be dairy farming, value addition, or any other agribusiness value chains. We're actually here to be your capacity building partner, especially towards farming as a business or agribusiness in its totality.
Panuka AgriBiz Hub remains committed to mentoring, inspiring, and investing in the leaders of tomorrow. Because when we grow people, we grow the future. The question is, are you ready to grow with us? Join us on this journey of transforming agriculture and empowering the next generation. Follow Panuka AgriBiz Hub on our social media platforms, connect with our programs, and be part of building a stronger, smarter, and more sustainable agricultural future.